Welcome everybody here to another podcast for PunchTheFace.com. Brandon Stubbs, joined by, as always, the lovely Miss Don.
Hey.
It's been a while. As you can tell, I've now grown a very phenomenal beard in our absence away, but we're back.
We back.
And here this week, what we're going to discuss is what happened this past Saturday in Macau, China. Our guy, Manny Pacquiao, made his return back to the ring. He faced Bam Bam Brandon Rios.
Right.
There in Macau, China. As Jim Lampley liked to point it out through HBO, Asians like to gamble. Thought that was really racist on his part. But, you know, leading up to the fight, you know, they went on this big press tour. The guys seemed like they got along well. We had the incident a couple days before the fight with Freddie Roach, Manny Pacquiao's trainer, and Alex Ariza, the former strength and conditioning coach, now working with Robert Garcia there in the camp up there in Oxnard. They got into an altercation. Freddie got kicked. Kind of took away a little bit from the the build up to the fight, and then we had the fight itself, which really wasn't much of a fight.
Glad we didn't order it.
Yeah, glad I streamed that one.
Yeah.
That would have been $70 wasted. The undercard was horrible. You had a guy getting fired via Twitter, Hammer getting fired via Twitter by his promoter, Lou DiBella. Shout out to Lou DiBella, man. He's hardcore. Then the main event itself with Manny Pacquiao and Brandon Rios is pretty much what all of us thought was going to happen. We thought it would be a little bit more of a tougher fight.
I did. I thought it would be.
Really did too, but Manny's movement was just far too much for Brandon to really to deal with. I mean, quite honestly, we saw for 12 rounds, Manny just outboxed him. There's no other way of putting it.
Manny's fast.
Manny's fast.
Very fast.
Manny's
very
fast. But we all kind of knew as well, Brandon Rios is a very stationary target. And when you have somebody who's just standing in front of you who doesn't move or moves very slowly and very methodically in his movements, it's going to be easy to go in there and just pick him apart, and that's what Manny Pacquiao did.
Right.
Now, you said you thought it was going to be a tougher fight. I honestly thought Manny was going to TKO him anytime past the 7th round. To Brandon's credit, he took shots, was able to stand in there.
Yeah, he's no punk. He stayed all 12 rounds.
He was able to hang in there the whole 12 rounds, but overall, what would you give your grade for? Let's start with Brandon Rios. You know, for what he did in the ring, what would you give him a grade? You know, A+, B, C, D. What kind of a grade would you give him for his effort he gave in the ring?
You know, I hate to do this
because
he has your same name, Brandon.
Yeah. And he is a Kansas guy.
Yep.
We live in Kansas now. So,
Kansas.
You know, Brandon's a good guy. Uses the F word
I'm not
very fluidly.
Boy, does he let him fly. I'm not going to say anything bad about him, but I thought he'd bring a little bit more to the table. I mean, he talked a lot of shit. Hope it ain't no cheering around, but he talked a lot of stuff and then couldn't back it up.
Yeah.
But to his credit, like he said, I ain't no punching bag.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
He said he likes the hits. He likes the hits.
And, you know, in previous Brandon Rios fights,
and he was standing there just smiling every time he get hit. He was like smile.
That's kind of a calling card of his. It's kind of a weird thing he has where he almost has to get hit a couple times and get hit hard to kind of wake up, let that switch flip to him really go out and being active in a fight. Unfortunately, he couldn't do that here against Manny. Manny was just too much for him.
Fast. I mean, when I saw him go down in the first round, I was sure, I said, this is probably not going to go 5 rounds, because if he's easy to get knocked down like that.
It was a slippage, that one. But, yeah, exactly. I mean, it was one of those things to where you just kind of wondered what was Brandon's game plan.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like he had no game plan. And no offense to Robert Garcia, who's one of the top trainers in boxing.
None.
But there really seemed to be no game plan there. It was
none. What they even said themselves, Manny is fast.
Manny is fast, and that's something.
Manny is fast.
Manny's speed seems to still be there. So
it is there. It is all the way there. Taking off almost a year and 12 weeks of training.
Yeah.
Hey, that boy bought it.
So what would you think? What do you think of what kind of grade would you give Manny then?
I'm gonna give Manny an A.
Okay.
I love you, Manny. Brandon, now I'm going to have to give you an F on this one.
Wow.
I'm going to have to give you an F.
You're not even giving like a D for passing? I mean, like a D plus passes. I mean, I know this from high school. I mean,
no.
He stood in, I'm going to give him a C minus, and here's why. He gets a C minus for me for the simple fact of he hung in there all 12 rounds. I didn't think he was going to be able to do that. So I'm going to give him his credit there and just say he's going to get that C minus just for his chin alone gets him that C minus. Now, if he could have actually landed some clean shots on Manny and been a little bit more offensive, he could have got a higher grade. But it was a complete whitewash. It was one-sided. But to his credit, he stood in there. His chin was solid. He didn't get knocked out like I thought was gonna happen. So I'm gonna give him a C minus. And as far as Manny goes, I think this was a perfect opponent for him. He had somebody who was standing in front of him, who was gonna be easy to hit, who was gonna make him look good. Whether he's fully come back and recover from that Marquez knockout, time will only really tell on that. I'm gonna give Manny a B plus, maybe an A minus. So we'll go A minus.
Okay, so are you saying if Manny went up against, say, like Floyd or maybe even Cotto? I love you, Cotto. He probably wouldn't have won this fight.
Well,
he wouldn't have been.
Well, that was actually what I was going to get into next is what do we think Manny does from here? Because let's face it, the Cold War in boxing between Golden Boy and Top Rank, that takes a lot of fighters out of the equation, including Floyd Mayweather. But you just never know. Things are kind of weird right now for Manny. We got the whole tax thing that just came up. He may need a major payday. He may go to Bob Arum and say, I don't care what needs to be done. I need the Floyd fight, because that could generate a lot of revenue.
Yes, and I need to see that.
That could be 30, 40, 50, whoever knows how many million.
I need to see it.
Between those two guys. So I would say right now, the way things, if in a perfect world, I would say the next fight for Manny should be back here in the U.S.
Yes, because he wants to fight back in the U.S.
He misses
Vegas.
He misses Las Vegas. And the next fight should be Floyd Mayweather. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to tell you the fight that's going to be happening.
Oh, Lord, here we go.
Wait for it. It's going to be Tim Bradley.
I knew that was coming.
The reason why it's going to be Tim Bradley is fairly simple. One, they're both with Top Rank. Easy fight for them to make. Two, with Tim Bradley's performances here over the last year against Ruslan Provodnikov and Juan Manuel Marquez, he showed not only can he box, but he can brawl, and he can win those kind of fights. That is now starting to slowly but surely start to turn boxing fans' opinions about Tim Bradley around to where they're like, hey, I wouldn't mind seeing Tim Bradley.
I wouldn't. I don't care.
And in their first encounter, many people thought Manny won the fight, including myself.
I did too.
So therefore, it's an easy fight to sell. Manny's out for redemption. Tim Bradley needs to prove that it wasn't a fluke. It's something you could easily sell on pay-per-view. You'd have to put a good undercard with it, Top Rank. I can't stress that enough. So you get an undercard with that, that could generate some revenue, because that's going to be the easiest fight for him to make.
But you know what? I don't think that'll ever happen.
You don't think Tim Bradley wants that rematch?
I don't think Manny does.
I know it's been offered to both fighters before. So it's I don't know. One thing I will say is out of the window. We will not see a fifth fight between him and Juan Manuel Marquez.
Oh, no.
That's not going to happen.
Oh, no.
Marquez has made it clear, no. He wants to leave that chapter the way it is, with him showing with him
and I don't want to see him fight my man Cotto either. I don't see that.
The Cotto fight.
Cotto too fine to get. He bruises and cuts too quick. I don't see that.
We were there and we saw that first encounter.
I was there.
We literally walked out in disgust and sadness and what happened to Miguel Cotto. The reason why I don't see that fight happening is they're both trained by Freddie Roach now. Granted, Cotto does change trainers all the time, but he
needs to stay with Freddie.
He needs to stay with Freddie
because Freddie is good.
But it's also going to be the weight class issue. Miguel Cotto was offered a fight with Manny Pacquiao again, but they told him you have to drop down in weight. And he's like, no, I'm not doing that.
He's not going to do that.
He did that the first time around. He didn't look good.
Yeah.
If anything, if that fight's going to happen, it's either going to be at a catch weight or Manny's going to move up to 154.
Yeah.
Don't see that happening. So Tim Bradley's going to be the fight. I know as much as you hate to hear that, Tim Bradley's going to be the fight.
I hate hearing Tim Bradley's name like I do Kim Kardashian, okay? They both stank hoes. I'm sorry. I had to say it.
Whoa.
I just...
Stank hoes.
Stank hoes.
Damn.
Stank hoes.
I'm going for the dagger right about now.
That's just my opinion.
Wow.
I don't like either one of them.
I really don't even know where to go after that.
I know, you don't. I love you. That just happened. I know that just happened. I just said, no. Mm-mm. No. I won't be watching it. Mm-mm. I will not. Mm-mm. Nope.
With that being stated, here next weekend we'll be actually in Kansas City covering Invicta fights.
Invicta, all right.
So I just want to take the time out and let all our viewers know. Make sure you go to Invicta.fc.com to learn information in regards to how to order the pay-per-view. I know they're doing online streaming for that.
That's right.
I know they have a lot of information in regards to their Facebook, and they're doing the prelim streaming there. If you don't have DirecTV, complain to DirecTV about it because they're not carrying Invicta's pay-per-view this time around. What jerks. So definitely go to InvictaFC.com. Check out the site, get the full card information. I'm going to be there covering it. I love watching the women fight. And
your girl, Miss Donna, will be working while he's sitting watching the fight.
Donna will be doing the photography work,
doing the pictures.
Working the room, talking to people, kissing babies and kissing any babies.
No, I ain't kissing no babies. Maybe some men. Tito, are you coming?
I don't think we're going to see Tito Ortiz this time around.
Tito?
And if we do, I think he's.
I love you, Tito.
He's gonna have two black people looking at him quite sideways for some of the things he's done here as of lately. So yeah, I'm looking at him sideways.
I ain't gonna look at. I want to take a picture with you, Tito.
Wow.
You always look at me. We gonna make that a reality.
Oh wow,
yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, hey, it was an exciting weekend.
It was.
My boy is back.
Yeah, Manny definitely looked good. So it's gonna be interesting.
Will people stop getting on Twitter talking about Manny and Floyd? Ain't gonna never happen.
It'll never happen. But you know what? I'm gonna say this. In all honesty, I thought Floyd and Canelo would never happen.
And it happened.
And it happened. So stranger things have happened. So I mean, we can't completely call it no and say it won't happen. But as long as Bob Arum is alive, that doesn't sound good because it sounds like I'm about to wish death on somebody. But as long as Bob Arum is alive, I don't see it happening. I really don't. I think
that would be a fight to the death. Can you imagine?
It would be.
Oh my God, that would be so.
It would be
ugly.
Everything that we thought the one was going to be, Floyd and Manny would be.
And the crowd of people it will bring out.
It would bring out.
My goodness.
The Filipinos.
Oh my God.
The casual boxing fans.
It will definitely be a hotassmess.com.
It will definitely be some struggles in Las Vegas.
Struggle.com. Yes.
But like I said, I think we're looking at Bradley.
Oh God. Just the name. Anyway.
But
Cowboys is playing on Thanksgiving.
Day.
I'm wearing my shirt. Can y'all see I'm wearing my shirt?
I got the D. I always represent the D where I go.
Mary J. gonna be singing the national anthem, not the chicken song. Sorry, guys.
Wow. So yeah, definitely everybody. We want to wish everybody a happy and safe
Thanksgiving.
I can't stress the safe part enough. A safe Thanksgiving. If you got to be out on the roads, take your time. Wherever you're going to be trying to get to, it's going to be there. Take your time. Be careful on the roads. Who do you want to shout out?
Hey, as always, want to give a shout out to Gordy and all the family.
TitleFight.com.
Giandra. Bad Culture
Radio. I'll be
Ishmael
as well.
Right.
Yeah, he's a loyal Knicks fan.
Oh my God! And and my little Twitter guy. Oh goodness, he's so adorable. Nico. I love you, Nico. He is so adorable.
If you don't follow my man Nico tweets, I can't stress enough. You have to follow Nico tweets. He is Nico tweets is.
Nico keeps it 100, okay?
And also we got Aaron Chester, UK boxing head.
Love you guys. And all my new followers, I don't have that many, but I'm gaining them.
And shout out to Ryan Bivens, Sweet Boxing, Bad Left Hook. He's always hooking us up with all the video feeds. We were able to that's how we were able to watch the fight again and kind of soak it back up in thanks to Ryan Bivens. If you've ever watched boxing online, it's because of Ryan. So shout out to him.
Right. Albert.
Last thing I want to shout out, though, is tomorrow morning, pretty much, I guess, around 5 6, 7 something a.m., depending on what time zone you're in. Shane Mosley will be fighting Anthony Mundine.
Oh my God!
It's going to be streamed on ESPN3. So if you have the app, have the website, go and check him out. I think
he got some pretty eyes.
I think his fight starts at around 7:30 Eastern time tomorrow morning. So Wednesday morning, if you're up and about, definitely turn it on while you're starting to get your day going. Support my man Shane Mosley down there in Australia. I know he's going to come back.
I love you, Shane.
He's going to come back. He's going to bring a W back here to the U.S. And
you think?
I know so. And if not, he's going to have the lovely.
Think he got the monkey with him?
Well, he's got Bella with him. So that's all that matters. At the end of the day,
he got the monkey at home.
He
does
Bella.
have a monkey.
He's got Bella. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. So
hey, Bella!
Shout out to Shane Mosley. Big things ahead for him because I think he's going to win them tomorrow morning. So that's all we got for now here. PunchToTheFace.com. Again, follow me on Twitter. Punch_2 the face. Follow the lovely Miss Donna at MissDonna61.
Yes.
Otherwise than that, again. Have a happy and safe Thanksgiving,
everybody.
God bless, and we'll be back here soon with another podcast here.
No doubt.
For PunchToTheFace.com.
All right. Peace out.